Hey, what's up? It's John from the YouTube channel Craps. Back in 2021, we did a 24-hour telethon to raise funds for the National Council on Problem Gambling. In fact, we raised over $6,000 to raise awareness and provide resources for those with gambling problems. As part of the telethon, we interviewed over 20 of the biggest names in gambling to get their perspective on gambling issues, gambling problems, their experiences, and of course have a little bit of fun with them. Here's my conversation with Ed Robinson from Roll2Win, one of the more knowledgeable men on the planet with regards to dice influence, dice control, dice setting, and craps in general. What a great time we had together. Well, good roll earlier. That was great. 41?
Yeah, we started out really cold, and it got heated up.
Yeah, that's good.
Heated up.
Well, you got to warm up a little bit, right? And one thing I always say, and I have to ask you this, because you don't get to warm up at the casino, right? You got to pay to warm up. So what
no mulligans.
Yeah. How do you take care of that? What is your strategy? Are you like let me get my feel down in the hotel before I run downstairs, or what do you do?
You know, I do not toss in the hotel at all. I will hang around the table and watch the other dice, watch their landing, watch the reaction. If it's a table I know, obviously I'm more comfortable, but I always start out with a really slow bet, first toss or two, just to see if I'm getting what I want.
And then you're making it, obviously you're making a ton of adjustments on the fly, obviously, once you see your rolls.
Always, yeah. You're always making adjustments, looking for the right LZ, you're looking for the right arc, the right spin rate, different things, even changing die sets, whatever.
Yeah, I was talking to George overnight, and I'll ask you the question, and then I'll share with you his answer to the same question, which is when you're rolling, you have an expectation, right? Whatever your set is, you think you're going to get this cluster of numbers, and you're not getting it, or you're getting sevens instead of what you expect. What is it that you are looking for, and then what do you change?
Well, if I'm getting clusters of different numbers than I expect, I'm okay with that. That's a table reaction, the way I look at it. You know, if I'm looking for even numbers and I'm killing 5 and 9s, I'm just going 5 and 9s and go. If it's sevens, I'm looking to see whether that 7 was a single pitch, or whether it was a double pitch, or whether it was an off-axis pitch. And then I'll adjust my dice sets depending upon if I'm getting a lot of sevens. I'll adjust based on that. All the dice sets I use require initially that I start out with require a double pitch 7, and then the rest are off axis. So I can make adjustments pretty quick from there.
So you're adjusting the set, not so much your mechanics. Do you change landing zones, that kind of thing? Or you're just like, I'm going to work with what I got and let the dice do the work?
Usually, I keep my landing zone pretty standard. 4 to 6 inches from the wall is usually my goal. There are some tables I've run into where I really got to really crash the wall, get in within 1 or 2 inches. And then that leads you to hitting the rubber sometimes, so you get a wild spin out of that. But so what George said?
Yeah, George. Well, it's funny because it was the exact opposite of what I expected, and you agreed with him without knowing it. Because I'm thinking, what I do is, you know, and again, I'm a novice thrower, trying to learn how to do this thing, and I tend to like, oh, okay, I'm screwing this up somehow. Let me change my landing zone. Let me change. I'm arcing too much, or I'm letting my dice go wrong, and my fingers don't feel right. And I'm trying to change what I'm doing with the same set. And George says, it's, you know, your mechanics are your mechanics that day. It's like the quarterback goes to the stadium and he's throwing the ball a little bit cockeyed because whatever. You got to adjust your target, right? You adjust his grip or whatever. And George is like, no, you don't do any of that stuff. You change your set based on what you're seeing. You don't change your mechanics in the middle of the game. Like, nobody's Patrick Mahomes, right?
And I agree. Your mechanics are going to be your mechanics on any given session. Sometimes your mechanics stay the same miraculously well throughout a day or through 2 or 3 days. But every table's going to have a different reaction to your mechanics, and so I just adjust my set.
Okay, that's interesting to know. I really was, and again, novice here. I'm thinking you got to change everything based on table type, based on conditions, and you're not changing everything. You're changing one thing for the most part.
It depends on, I think it's, George practices a lot. We all know that. I
Mm-hmm.
practice probably as close to the same amount as he does daily. So, you know, I can see differences in my toss from one day to the next, from the morning to the afternoon. I practice in the morning and then I practice at night. I practice in the morning because I like to make coffee runs early, and so I like to practice early with my coffee. And I feel like that's kind of like practice like you play like you practice kind of thing.
So, talk to me about the concept of axis, because, and again, I love this because you didn't hear George's interview, so I get to ask you the same question again. When you talk about, and I know what Mudslide and I have talked about this separately, right? When you talk about on axis throwing, Mudslide says to me it's on an on axis result that he's diagnosing. And I was under the assumption, and I've done all the slow-mos, right? You've seen my videos, I have all these slow-mos, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? When I see the slow-mo and the car wreck that happens, I'm like, the dice were never on axis. How can you call it on axis? But really what George is saying is something to the effect of it's more about the flight pattern. Is that how you see that too? Is that how you describe an axis throw or an off-axis throw?
Well, I'm looking for an on-axis result, so I'll
Mm-hmm.
go with mudslide on that. But your dice need to fly on that axis as much as you can get them to with your mechanics. I believe in order to get the result
Mm-hmm.
that you want.
So you're,
And yeah, there's a lot of violence off a wall,
oh my God,
depending
it's
upon,
crazy.
you know. But I've seen guys who have such soft tosses that they just die right there on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get there.
Yeah, see, I feel like that would describe me. I don't have great mechanics or great flight. Like if I watch George or you up close, I picture your dice are tight and you're under control. Mine are not, but I'm so feathery soft that I get that click and dead. And
Yeah.
I've learned how to throw softly and like kind of respect the wall a little bit, but I don't have the other part of the control piece down. I control energy. I don't control motion, I guess, right?
Right. It's all part of the mechanics.
Yeah, right.
And we've all got a slice, and you got to play to your slice. And
Totally.
part of that playing is adjusting your set so that you get, you adjust to that slice that day or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So,
You know,
um,
we're on a putting green. We're not on the driving range, right?
yeah.
And I don't play golf anymore, but we're on the putting green when we're on the table.
Mm-hmm.
We're not on the driving range. We're not trying to hit it through the wall, just get it to the wall.
Right, right. I'm going to answer a question because one of our viewers asked this question. Dr. Don't Pass says, more about the flight pattern. Please elaborate. And so what I would say, and this is the way that I understand it now, right? So if my dice are connected or somewhat connected, they're married and they're flying together, that's the flight pattern. If they get cockeyed in the air or they're flying gross like this, the flight's gone, right? And like what a dice controller would say is you control everything until the hit on the table. And if you left your hands and the dice are doing this in the air, well, you've lost all control, right? That's the mechanical thing, right? So if they're together, a good flight pattern means they were married, they're together, you've done all you can do, and they were in control until a certain spot. But if they leave your hand and they're jacked up, or you double pitch in the air or split in the air, that's where all bets are off. And when I throw, sometimes I will see one die just go over here, like, or it's spinning like on the points.
Yeah.
And like that die,
Yeah.
I've blown the whole throw,
Yeah. I got into a bad situation late summer where one of my left die was always, I mean, not always, but it was an obvious run to the left, and that had more to do with my grip and my thumb, which was affecting the toss through the air, and then obviously the landing. It took me a little while to get out of a bad habit that I had built in.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It seems like when I hear the word after today, of course, when I hear the words on axis, there's two meanings to that, right? There's the flight axis as it's in the air, like you expect, and then there's the on axis result, which we think is based on that. I still don't know how when I see slow motion how that all works together, but I mean you've been doing this for a long time, so maybe talk through it a little bit, yeah.
I've done a lot of slow mos too, and if you can get them to hit square into those pyramids, you get less violence. You're going to get some violence, obviously, but you do get less violence. If you go in where one lands and it goes edgewise into that pyramid, then there's no telling where it's going to go. That's extreme violence on the top.
Right.
The .775 dice, if you're hitting them square, they don't even go into the pyramid. They just hit the surface and come right off of it. If you can hit it square, that's the hard part.
Yeah, right. Well, it's funny because like 1 micron of difference, and the slow motion is where you see that, right? If they're like that, like just you can't even see it, like a little dinky bit off, you're done. Like you've lost, right? And that's where the in air axis stuff is hard, because if you're off even a little bit, they're gonna hit and go sideways, and you're kind of screwed.
I track throws every day. I track hundreds of throws a week, probably 1,200 throws a week into my computer. And so I look for which die is off axis the most. I'm a 50% on axis result. So which of my die are off axis the most? Is it my left die or my right die when they land? We use the chi-squared, chi-squared, however you want to pronounce it. It's the Greek letter chi that tells you whether or not you've got an edge, or you're having control. And so if you get under that 0.05 level, then you're having some influence on the dice. So I've seen books that had a lot of off axis, but the chi was really low because it was consistently off axis. And so chi measures your faces, which faces hit the most over a long period of time. And so that helps you know if you've got a little edge on 2 or 3 numbers out there.
And that seems to be the thing that's given us the clusters
that you're seeing, clusters.
Right? Yeah, right. So you did a video. Boy, when was that? It was maybe probably more than 2 weeks, maybe a month ago, where you broke down the 3V set like I've never seen before. And George did something like that today, very, very quickly. He didn't have a lot of time to go through it, but can you walk everybody here through like the basics of that? Because that was an interesting breakdown of like, it's a 3V set that, I wouldn't have known there were 17 different 3V sets, and just the differences between them, right? I'd like, okay, it's a 3V. I know one way to set the damn thing. And you broke that thing down like it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, let me adjust my camera.
Sure.
Over here, that'll help. Get a little higher. And let's see. All right. So you can see this, right?
Yep, we got you. You see the big dice pretty clearly, yeah.
Can you see the 2, 1, 2, 4 on front?
We can, yes.
Okay. Believe it or not, that particular 2V set has the same facial matches as this set right here for 7. Right?
How?
I'm going to pull out another. Do what?
I said how? I mean,
Yep.
that's the thing. Yeah.
You don't see half. There's actually 24 die sets that have the sevens in the same location as that set right there.
Really?
Yep. There's 24. If you could think of it, I'm going to try to pull my finger across here. If you could think of it, 24 columns of
Yep.
die sets. There's 24 in rows in each of those die sets that all have the same sevens ratio.
Hmm.
Okay. I was looking for my other big pair of dice. I don't see. Yep, here they are. Here they are. So these are not as correct as the 3V as the blue ones, but everything is in the same location. All right. So there's the 2124. There's the 3236. Right.
Yep.
Can you see them both?
Yep. We can.
All right. All right. Obviously, you got double pitches, top and bottom are sevens on both of those, correct?
Right. That's right.
All right. Where's my other seven? It's not there, is it? But let's do this. Let's go this way. There's a seven.
Hmm.
I go this way. I go this way. There's the seven. All the sevens are in the same location. All the different numbers or different faces all make the same. Right?
Yep. So the dice you're saying in the same location, it isn't the same seven, but it's the fact that the dice act that way. One flips out, one flips over. It's going to be a seven.
One was a 6-1, one's a 5-2. It's still a seven.
Still a seven, right?
Yeah. But so this die set here, if I throw it 100 times and I throw this one 100 times, I'm going to have the same SRR.
Same number of sevens, but different
clustered
outcomes.
Numbers.
Sure.
Different. Yeah.
Yep.
It'll be different numbers. What else we got? We can roll this one forward. Roll this one to the right. 4-3. Roll this one forward. Roll this one to the right. They're both sevens. Right? So you got to know where your sevens are. That's the key. That's the huge key to getting your die sets doing what you want. And if you've thrown enough, logged enough, and you know which of those columns you're in that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There was a mathematician, we call him Coaster. He's the one who actually figured this out. And it's obvious once you know it. It's just, I didn't believe it till I ran it through test after test after test because I'm hard-headed. But once you know what 24 sets give you the same numbers and it's your best SRR sets, then you can start looking at which ones you don't even need to worry about. You want one that maybe is heavy on 12s. For example, here we go again. That 5-3, 5-6 has the same 7 spots as that right there. Pick one for me to turn. You're shaking your head like what?
I'm like, yeah, but yeah, if you turn one right and one forward, you're gonna get a 7, right? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yep.
Yeah. That's fascinating. Yep, that's fascinating.
So I will use a set. I will use that set right there because I single pitch a lot. I'll use that one on a come out a lot. Why? I get a lot of 5-6s.
That's
Maybe
so.
I'm trying to strike.
It's fascinating when I watch this, right? Because I'm looking at this. Okay, I mean, it all makes sense, right? I can see exactly what you're talking about. How do I make my brain do the math on what? Because what you're saying makes sense, right? If they do this and this one rolls that way and that one rolls this way, it's a 7. If they don't, you're going to get a good result. But then I see them hit the back wall and they go all cattywampus. right? And how does that
All right.
turn into a good result after, you know what I'm saying? If you were bouncing flat into a flat wall and back to flat surface, I could see where you could maybe do it, but the diamonds screw all that up. And how do you make that? How does it work?
Part of that you broke up on,
Hmm.
right? Now, if anybody tells you they don't PSO, they're lying,
Hmm.
right? They don't play craps.
Right.
So we all PSO, we all have short rolls. Your mathematicians that were on earlier, the math is the math. So
Hmm.
what we're trying to decide is if we can get results, favorable results that we're trying to hit on a regular basis, enough to decrease the house edge on certain numbers, right? So if I can I turned that 3V around. This is a 3-6-3-2, right?
Hmm.
That's the opposite pointing direction from what I just had. But that moves the other seven, or the other faces that make the number, right?
Just because of the direction.
Yeah, it moved the other faces. I still got double pitches on top and bottom,
Sure.
right? Still got the 3-4. I still got fives and twos up here. But if I go this way and this way, I've got aces. If I go this way and I go this way, I got a seven. So
Mm.
3V, all 3Vs are not the same. In fact,
Yeah. So the
only a
same
few of them.
the same action the same action gives you two different results, but just based on
Yeah,
which direction you're throwing from, like that when you spun it that way.
yeah.
Huh.
So you've got a certain amount of 3Vs, a certain amount of 2Vs, and a certain amount of cross sixes. Some of those I'll call them mutants, where they're not traditional sets, but they're in that same family. They all got the same SRR.
How do you feel about the ability to hide other numbers? I know we're always trying to hide the seven. Do you ever try to hide other numbers,
Um,
like not throw a nine or not throw a five or something like that?
no, I don't do that. I'm not one of those no seven or no nine, no five guys. I'm not one of those guys. I play in Mississippi too much, and they have automatic buys on the five and nines.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, I like them a lot. So I'm not going to avoid them.
That's right. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, but you could potentially say the same thing about a set. You can set up a set that would potentially avoid those if those same axes things were happening. You can almost
Yeah, I
hide
mean
them completely.
you've got sets that won't give you as many of the same numbers. You know, I use the Bone Tracker software, so it'll tell me what sets give me the most fours and tens, the most sixes and nines. I mean sixes and eights, even numbers, all the horn numbers, best crap numbers. Gives me different sets within my SRR column to use. So I can change sets, but I'm not ever trying to avoid a number. You know, you could find some that will help you avoid a number, but I never personally try to avoid a number.
Okay, I just ask because I know people do that. They're specifically laying the five on the come out, for example. Or laying the nine to
Yeah,
get because it's it helps them a little bit better with having to lay less to protect their don't. And that's a thing, right?
yeah,
So if you can avoid one, you can avoid another number, I would suppose. So,
yeah. I just it's not something I do. I'm not really big into hedging a lot
hmm.
anyway, and it's probably because I don't have good enough mechanics to cost what I want.
It's funny.
I mean, there's a lot of
Yep.
shooters out there better than I am.
It's funny. A lot of people say, and I've never had a good answer to this question. If you could set the dice and do it right, and I clearly am not there yet, but if you could, why not target the seven and be a don't better?
Because I like the all call small money.
That's a great answer. you're shooting the moon. Then you're going for the ATS, right?
Well, when I come out, typically when I'm coming out, I've got my pass line. I've got anywhere from $15 to $75 on the all toss mark, and then I'm going to do either a three-way craps. My preference would be a world bet, and I'm going to try to hit the craps numbers first. I'm going to set the craps
on your
numbers
come outs,
and
right?
try to hit those first. If I can knock those out quick, I can make enough money to place my bets and not even have to take money off my rack. That makes sense?
It does. It does. It does.
Doesn't always happen.
Right. Right. I mean, the theory holds. I see what you're trying for sure. It just, like I said, I always, yeah.
If I can throw a 3 on a world bet, I get just a little bit of money, but I press the world bet up again, then I hit a 2. Well, then I'm in the money. Then I throw a 12. Then I'm really into the money. I mean, the most I've ever strung together was 4, but that's a good start. That's a good start. You got money in your rack that you're not even going to bet on your hand yet.
Yeah.
You didn't set a point. And you knocked off 1 or 2 or 3 of the hardest numbers to get for the ATS.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you can start your roll, your point cycle with the outside ATS stuff is gone. That's fantastic, right? That's.
And we play a lot of crapless in Mississippi where I go, so that's part of the game too. I go to a crapless game, and I'll bet a 3-way craps for $15 on a $25 table. If I set one of those numbers as the point, I don't have to take money out of my rack because I got them covered. I've got them covered down here on my three-way crap. Make sense?
It does. It totally does.
So that's kind of the strategies I use with. Hard part's hitting the numbers.
Right, that's why you practice, right? That's why you
strategy is easy. Hard part's hitting the numbers.
Yeah, but if you're, but like I said, if you're practicing stuff and you're able to cluster them up, and it's working. Like I said, I get clusters of numbers when I'm throwing with a little bit of control, and I'm not able to make any adjustments yet. I'm still, like I said, just working mechanics, but you can, and that's where and people in the chat are always on me too. It's like, I see the results. I don't get how it works, but I can see results, and it's fascinating to me. So, you feel like rolling a little bit? You got a little bit of time. You're gonna do 100 rolls.
We're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna get 100 in 30 minutes.
Yep.
But we're gonna do $1 for every box number, right?
$1 for, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the KPI.
Okay, I already owe you $49.
Yep.
From this morning. I've already got that set aside over here in my rack to remind me. But what I'm going to do, I've been working on the new toss.
Okay.
And that won't zoom in real far. Hopefully you'll be able to see it.
I'm going to switch views here.
Out of my normal position. I'm going to get out of my normal position is stick left 1, stick left 2, down to the hook. I'm going to go to my right. I'm going to go stick right 1, and I'm working on a new toss into the hook over here. Okay.
All right.
So we'll see what we get. And I'm going to start out with a 2-1-2-4 just to see what I get.
I'm going to log your rolls here too while we're going. So.
Card 4. You're logging them, so there's no need for me to throw chips out there, right?
No, I got you covered. I'm just gonna get my spreadsheet going here, and
I invite anybody out there who wants to accept the challenge to make a wager on box numbers.
I mean, everybody should. I mean, I think anybody should be able to pledge here.
That's
with
a
us.
yo.
A yo, okay. So the hard form. I'm waiting for my thing to load here. Come on, here we go. Input.
But these are landing pretty well. say that, and I'll probably break one off the roller. Ace deuce.
Okay.
I'm not making anybody any money. I'll change dice sets. I'll go to 2, 3. Let's see, 2, 3, 2, 1. There's a 9.
All right.
And you can ask questions. I can talk. Whatever.
I'm just logging them in here. And they're kind of coming in kind of slow in the log, but that's okay.
All right, another ace deuce.
Ace deuce. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really just working this toss out. I'm still practicing with it. There's a 3, 1, 4.
Okay. 3 box numbers there.
Good. All right, take me a second to get back down to the position. 5, 3, 8.
Okay. There's an 8. All right.
Change into that 3, 2, 3, 6. Hard 4.
Now we're getting it.
It just takes a little bit.
Hey, folks in the chat, let's go. Somebody pledge. Even 10 cents.
Yeah,
10 cents a box number. What is that?
Yeah, that's a hard 6.
Hard 6. All right, 33. 33. There we go.
And most of these are hitting pretty well.
It will. The tracker will. It's updating slow. Arnell. It's my computer's running really slow right now because of all the data coming into it. So.
5, 1, 6.
All right.
No, you're doing big on axis, off axis, dice control reel, and all that kind of thing. Bad toss. Got 5, 1, 6.
Wow, 3 in a row. That'll work.
Yeah, I hit 9 6s at Vegas. One hand.
That's unreal.
Aces.
All right. Again, folks, all for charity here, right?
Yeah.
Let's get those box numbers in. Yep.
Somebody make a little bit of a wager on these box numbers.
I want to see one person throw it out there, right? One person throw even 10 cents. 10 cents a box number would be fantastic. There we go. Journey Life, 25 cents per box number. Love it.
There we go. That was a 7.
All right.
That was quite a few tosses between 7s right there.
Oh yeah, Arnell's asking, do you ever practice with landmines?
Yeah, I do. 5, 3, 8.
All right.
I do, but this is for charity.
Yeah, there you go. Right. That's awesome.
Actually, it helps you. It helps you to focus.
Oh sure.
There's a yo.
Okay. You're just hammering that corner. Great.
Well, you know they're landing pretty well. Every once in a while, they separate on and they get stuck with a finger. 3, 2, 5.
Okay.
Six, 3, 9.
All right, 9.
You want me to stay with that same dice set?
I mean, it seems to be you're in the box. I mean, you got on this roll alone 3, so
628.
there 8. That's the point.
And they're all hitting the wall, I think. I never tried not to hit the wall. I got ran out of valleys when I was in Vegas.
I heard that.
639.
You know, one of the people bitch about, you know, how long it takes, and I think most folks, except for the folks that are betting the don't purely, they shouldn't bitch about dice setters because you're trying to like make them money too, right? It's just about the time. Aces again, yeah. And I can see you. We're just talking. You're throwing, and I'm not seeing like 15 seconds between throws, right? You're getting them set and you're getting them out there, and that shouldn't bring any attention to you. You know.
I'm having to be my own stick man too.
Right. I mean,
aces again.
Aces again. My goodness. You know, I have a strategy where I bet the aces every single throw. I'd be banking on you right now. Man alive.
You should be on it.
But I tell you, you know, what drives me nuts about that is that you're not slow. You are hitting the back wall. There's no reason to get on you at all, unless you're making money, right?
Well, I was working my third fire bet in 8 tosses. 314.
All right, 4.
I've changed to a cross 6 variation.
Were you seeing something that made you change to that?
8 aces.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I was on crapless, I would not change. 6, 4, 10.
All right, first one of those.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Let's see.
314. Yeah, he just didn't like it. I don't know why. I think it had to do with me hitting working the box number for the fire bet.
Yeah, that's rough. And Bally's is getting a kind of rep for that now. Hard 8, all right.
Hard 8.
There you go.
Yeah, and every time I made a point, I was changing my set because I was trying to set a different point.
Oh, to go for the fire.
Yeah, I was trying. I left the 4th fire bet hanging probably at least a half a dozen times, if not more.
Man.
That we 516.
All right, new point. I'm sorry, the 9 is the point. My bad.
All right, good, because I have no idea. I'm just rolling.
Yep.
Aces again. That was a bad toss. But here we go. 10, 6, 4.
Wow. Yeah, since you made that change, that's 2 4s and 2 10s.
Yeah, I would expect that off that set. I would expect more even numbers off this set than odd.
That's what we're seeing.
There's a midnight.
Wow.
One 5. So yeah, I just started working this toss about 2 weeks ago because I wanted an alternate position. Hard 10.
Whew. Rushing the outside.
Yeah, those pay better.
It sure does.
There we go.
Have you tried Roll2Win yet? The plexiglass tables?
Couple of times, and that's another reason I'm working on this toss right here.
Mm-hmm.
Was I thought maybe this toss would work on that table, but I don't like them. But I'll be glad to win on them if I can.
Yeah.
All right, there's a 7.
I like those tables because I use the helicopter style toss most of the time, and that thing kind of slicks into the back wall, and they pretty much die right when they hit because the table's so sticky, you know.
Yeah. Three, 1, 4.
Okay.
You want to stay with that cross 6 that I'm using?
Yeah, definitely.
See how many hits the 4s and 10. So you're asking how does it work? I don't know, man. This is just what we do.
It just does.
There's a 3, 1, 4.
All right.
That's 2 in a row, right?
That's right.
Or the other one a 10. I can't remember.
Nope. 4, 4.
Another yo.
Okay.
You just got to know with that set I'm using, you're going to have some yos come in and a few ace deuces every once in a while.
It's mostly even numbers for sure. We got one person betting. We got one person here. That's at 25 cents a box number. Anybody else want to jump into that?
Got 5, 3, 8.
5, 3, 8. Okay, there it is.
So yeah, I'm expecting even numbers out of this, more so than even. I bet a lot of even numbers. A lot of times I won't even start a 5 in there. Yep, 6, 1.
Oh, it's already there.
All right. You want odd numbers or what do you want?
Yeah, show me some odd numbers. Let's see. Let's see
I
what
don't
target
know.
does.
I'm just being a smart ass.
All right, Journey Life is saying another 50 cents each for the horn numbers too, so we'll get a good total of that as well at the end here.
Oh, okay. There's a 5, 3, 8.
All right, there's an 8.
5, 3. You want horn numbers? We want to break it.
Hey, Hawaii Crap Shooter says, hey, let's roll to win. There it is.
Yeah.
Journey Life is, I'm going to put your pledge up there for another 50 cents for each horn number. Journey Life is
Ace
all
deuce.
in. Ace deuce. The
Ace
shocker.
deuce.
See, El Toro's in the guest room and people are queued up, maybe.
I like El Toro.
Oh, yeah.
4, 2, 6.
All right.
But again, this is all a new toss for me, and I'm way out of location.
Another pledge for 25 cents per box. That's awesome.
6, 3, 9.
All right.
You see how those dice are kind of just sitting down there flat?
They really are.
That's what I'm really liking about this toss. And I think I could exploit it, maybe. I intend to find out on that plastic table. 4, 2, 6. 410.
Yeah, somebody just asked you for an outside number and you deliver. That's great. Yeah. Yep. We're loving the SRR too. This is great.
What am I at?
You're at SOR of 14.3. Dice Grinders, Arnell wants to know what kind of toss are you doing? He's saying you like this toss. How are you throwing it different?
Boy, I can't show it with one camera. But I did a video on it the other day where I had there's an aces. It's really a 3-finger grip, kind of deep, but I'm trying to keep the rotation down to less than one.
The one rotate. That's right. I remember that video now. You're trying to make it rotate only one, super soft, right?
Yeah, I really want it to land on the numbers my thumb are on.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a quarter rotation, right?
Wow, that's really light rotation. That's tough.
Yeah, mentally, that's what I'm thinking. Now, whether or not that's actually happening, 437.
Okay. Another pledge. Another pledge from Magic Aces coming through.
Good.
Another Journey. She's going to match, or Magic Aces is going to match Journey Life's entire donation. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to put that up again, just so we can celebrate that. That's awesome. Yeah, Dicey. Or no, he's floating the dice. Is what it sounds like. Yep.
325.
Yeah, El Toro has sniffed it out too. Got another 6-7 minutes. Yeah, El Toro is saying, by the reaction of the dice, I'm going to put this up here. El Toro says, by the reaction of the dice, it looks like an underhanded knuckleball into the mixing bowl. And basically, it's what it is. He's doing a 1 or a quarter of a rotation and barely landed them in there. So,
no, it's not underhanded.
No, he said it looks like it. Yeah.
That's a 5-3-8. I'm actually throwing it just like this. Just like that. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm throwing.
So you're like from the right side then. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm doing it from down here on the stick right. I started practicing this when I got back from Vegas.
Yeah, my right side toss is always underhanded because my shoulder hurts so bad.
There's aces.
All right. Boy, I'll tell you what, I would be paying the rent on you right now.
Well, I'd love for you to be there.
All those aces, boy, oh boy.
Three, four.
All right. Waylon says, I would love, wait, where's your other comment, Waylon? You're like, I would love the black dice. When there's a way that you can get the black dice. There's a secret way you can do it. You can outbid everybody else.
The black
That's
dice?
how we get it. And here's Don is going to pledge $1 for every come out 7.
Oh, I don't do those.
We don't try for those, right?
325.
All right.
Let me change sets.
I'm seeing some new users in here. I'm seeing Sledge Nail It's in. It's funny because people are coming in and joining us from different channels and don't know who we are. So that's fun.
628.
All right. 628. So introductions. This is Ed from Roll2Win. I am John from Pro Craps. We're running the Craps-a-Thon, if you don't know. And we're going 24 hours straight, raising money for problem gambling. So that's the deal here. And right now, Ed's rolling maybe 100 rolls. We'll see.
314.
Pledging money for all the box numbers that we hit here. 314.
Go back to the 3V. My 3V. Hard 6.
All right. 33. Yeah, Dice Grinder is a good point. If you're an ATS better, you're certainly not trying for a come out 7, right? No question.
6-1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shrinking my SRR.
Yeah, I just dropped a little bit.
Where's it at?
You're at 10-8.
Yeah, that's about my norm. There's 11. I'll take a 10 SRR from this position at this toss.
All day long.
And I'm still using, I haven't ever tracked any rolls from here, so I'm still using my stick left dice sets. 415.
And you're at 55 rolls. Let's go to let's get like 10 more rolls in.
All right. Ace deuce. Got 9 more to go.
Oh, here's the porn stars again.
Ace deuce.
Oh boy. 2 shockers in a row.
Hurting somebody.
Yep.
Hurting somebody.
Well, if they're in the field, if somebody's iron crossing you, they're doing all right.
Yeah. Aces again.
Wow.
John.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Now I have changed sets to, I changed to a 2-3-2-1 when I started that string. This is a set I would use on the Craps table for stick left 1. 9-5-4.
Okay. The antenna's back. Hey.
How many more shots?
We got 5 more.
5-3-8.
All right.
I can't watch this. I can't wait to see El Toro.
I'll show you the statistics here in a minute.
I used to watch El Toro all the time. 6-2-8.
All right.
How many more we got?
You're at 61 rolls, so 4 more.
Okay. 5-3-8.
Woo! 3 in a row.
Yeah, I had my 8 up to $1,800 in that LFC one.
Oh my God.
I was trying to knock it. Trying to hit it. I had it 420 when I had that long roll. 5-3-8.
Oh my gracious, that's 4 in a row.
So you can't repeat numbers or something like that. The math says, right?
That's what the math says, yep.
Six, 2-8.
Oh heavens. Are you kidding me?
Nope.
That's your
there it
65th
is.
roll. We're gonna roll T7 out now. We're gonna see where this goes. Yeah. Journey Life just says triple Lux heaven. Yeah, if you're triple Lux in this thing, you are to the speakers right now.
There it went. 4-3 right there.
All right.
You
I jinxed you. Totally jinxed you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look at the totals here. I'm not sure can you see my screen when we're talking here?
No, I can only see you.
Okay, I'm going to switch to this. We've got, if you're keeping score at home, here's the totals. So the box number totals were 8 4s, 5 5s, that's 13, 7 6s, that's 20, 13 8s goes to 33, 5 9s, 38, and 4 4s is 42 box numbers and 18 horns. So if you're betting where you were donating or pledging based on box numbers and horns, it's 44 boxes, 18 horns. And you can pay up on the donations page, which is bit.ly/craps-donate. Ed, that was fantastic rolling. Your SRR was a 9-6, and I was joking that I jinxed you because I made you go 1 extra roll. But hell, that's what happens, right? Nothing like seeing 5 8s in a row in real time. That was really cool and fun to watch. So Ed, you're a pleasure, man. Thanks for jumping in here with me today. Yeah, that was awesome. Fun to roll, fun to watch, great talk. And I appreciate you breaking all that stuff down, bud.